Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2020. It's Women's Tour. It's episode 24. We're on stage 2 of 3 at the Vuelta Internacional. The objective is to win a stage, and that is not an easy task for this team yet. We're not completely without the ability to get wins, but they are very infrequent at this point, so top 10 objectives are far easier
it's
for
now
us
more
to
than 2
accomplish
minutes. The peloton seems content to let it grow.
Quick note, so I have new recording hardware, new recording software, and still working on tweaking things, trying to get it just right on the balance between the game audio and the commentary audio. So do let me know if I've got that right, if it sounds right now, because I've been tweaking it over the last 8 to 10 recordings or so, and still not quite happy with where that's at. All right, now on to the race. So just 6 riders here, and this is a pretty punchy one, but I think I should be able to get riders through to the end. And then can we compete for the victory on that one? I'm not so sure, but we'll give it a shot. So the good news on that is that our top rider, Van der Peet, +5 today. She's not terribly punchy, but +5 is going to give her a real shot at getting some sort of result. She's got an 80 mountain, so no problem. She will make it through the climbs. Still only a 69 on the hills rating, but 85 resistance. Yes. 63 sprint, 60 acceleration, though. It's going to be really, really hard to drop riders along the way, especially with this team around her, who are built for barely surviving, not for thriving. All right, 6 riders in the break. They have 4 minutes, 49 seconds. That's a bit of a gap, but it's early. It's early days, 163 kilometers still to go. But with so much climbing along the way, we start this one up a bit early. We already see splits, 99 in the peloton. It was falls that led to that, though. It's not the pace. We'll get near the top of the next climb and then send somebody back to get water for the first time. Now, what I can see happening is trying to do something on that final steep category 2 and making something of that. Now, we're 2K away from the top. I think that's close enough.
Some riders were not giving it their all and sharing the pace.
Miyochi. Let's go ahead and send Miyochi back. Okay to go to the top. She should drop back fairly quickly, get the water, and head back on up. It's been raining off and on since the start of the stage. Gap still 4 minutes to the break. And is this going to be the time where the pace begins to pick up? No, not yet. Not yet. Can't say for sure, but it looks like the profile on this climb is the same as the profile on the next climb. But then once you go over the top, it looks a little different. There is a turnoff right there. So I think that might be it. I think we're going to go down a different way next time. But we're going to come back and hit the same climb here. And that really wasn't that bad. Gap down to 3 minutes now to the break. So we're going to nearly rule them out for potential winners on the day. That's good for Van der Peet, whose rate of progress has been phenomenal. All right, halfway up, and we do need to...
The breakaway is not to everybody's liking. The peloton has significantly increased its speed.
Don't want to see
another attack in the leading group.
Just in case there are splits beginning. Looks like I might have full team intact as we go forward too. That's going to be handy. All right. Looked like the same climb. Let's see. Are we going to take a right-hander here? Oh, yes,
just got to hang on.
Go down.
Only a few riders are capable of following the very fast pace up front.
Barely make it, but they do make it. 89 left in the peloton. Ooh, darn, I didn't have to get further back here. Okay, Miyochi's not going to make it all the way. That's okay. This peloton's been getting smaller. Okay, there's Donadin, Marmalenti, both on their way back towards the front. Sheer, Miucci will not recover. Donadin, yeah, so-so on the energy, but we're definitely set up for a nice finish. Also, the peloton just got a little bit smaller.
There is a breakaway, given that the pack has
still
increased its
just
speed.
under 2 minutes, though, to the break, so hopefully the tempo stays high, which keeps riders from recovering, even if that costs me a couple riders. That's a good thing for our overall chances. Obviously, as Vanderpeet is in great shape, if other riders are not quite in that kind of condition, then that is a good thing when we go to hit that last climb. 3 riders left away. Minute 40 is the gap, so half the size of the original group, and definitely a smaller gap than they had. Also getting smaller now, and they're starting to attack each other and split up, so all good things. 34K to go, and we do need water one final time. Donadin, you're the weak link today for a rare change. Go ahead and send you back. 28K to go. I should have sent her a bit earlier with that water. It's okay. It's quite alright. Alright, we've got full team near the front now.
It looks like the pack has bitten the dust collectively, but the riders would seem to be okay to carry on.
20K to go. Approaching the climb. We will set things up rather shortly. I'd say right about now. 19.6K. We want to make it hard over the top of this climb and then keep it hard after. Easier said than done with this team, but we'll see what we can do. Repeat. Subi. Sobi. How am I doing? Sobi? Is that close? Mamalenti, Donadin. Miucci a little bit recovered, and Sheer. And not going to last long at all. So up. Let's go ahead and get Donadin going on that as well. And then Sheer for the job there early. We're almost to that climb. Sheer gets us out front and just about brings in the breakaway. On to Miucci now. Done. Alright, here we go. This is the climb.
In the escape group. This climb is feared by many riders. The percentages are very high.
Oh, Donadin. Blocks off Mamalenti's push. Now, we're approaching the top, so it's okay because that's what I was looking for. 20 riders now. 17 riders now. Mamalenti pushing.
A rider has just dropped out. No doubt he'd run out of gas.
16 riders now. 12 riders now. 11 riders. Alright, now 99 for Mamalenti. Allow the others to recover a little bit, but keep a gap. There we go.
The riders are entering the last
support.
10 kilometers of the stage.
9K to go. Others are working. This is fantastic. See, the others do not have the big team support. So, looks like one team here has a couple riders. 7.6, Mamalenti nearly out of energy. Mostly downhill. Sobi to the front, pulling 5K to go. Set up Vanderpeet. Vanderpeet's looking really good. A lot of them got to be really tired at this point. 4K to go. Mostly downhill. Sobi pushing. Okay, really pushing now. 2K to go. 2K to go. It's a little bit of a downhill, so we're going to start early. And Vanderpeet. Come on, Vanderpeet. Come on, Vanderpeet. Come on, 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 come on,
He
come on.
snatched victory in that mass sprint finish. He can thank his teammates who led him out in perfect conditions. We're waiting for the tail-enders who continue to arrive.
I don't know if you heard me there, as there was still some commentary in the background that I whispered, but I was ready to celebrate. I thought Vanderpeet still had. Lynette was a hair faster than Vanderpeet. Vanderpeet still has red bar. She's got 5%, 4% left. So there was no sudden slowdown. And Lynette was inching closer as the millimeters passed. Inching. Lynette was faster. But Vanderpeet, I thought Vanderpeet held that one. I have to see the replay. Gotta see the replay on that one. That was so close, and I thought she had the line first. Photo finish either way. Definitely a photo finish either way. Lynette was clearly the quicker rider.
We've selected the following highlights
had the
for you.
advantage coming in. Boy, we played that one as well as we could. We could not do any more than we did on that one. Could not. Boy, from that angle, you can't tell. From that angle coming into the last 5 meters, it definitely looked like Vanderpeet. Final 5 meters, anybody's guess. That was a terrible angle, though, to try to determine whether we were still ahead or not. From this angle, the Arkea Samsic rider coming on. I mean, look at the advantage we've got, and then you can't tell from that angle. That's still photo finish, and that's the only angles we've got. You've only got 2 angles for us? Oh man. Well, your guess is as good as mine. Like I said, until the final 5 meters, Vanderpeet clearly looks ahead, and then Lynette comes up. That is so close. Either way, second place. Time gaps are nice. How's that looking for the general? Vanderpeet 3rd place overall. Things going a little faster than what I had thought or expected. We're already coming up on the end of this stage, and I was looking at my other screen, still preparing for the upcoming scene. Anyway, the pace has been really hot throughout this stage. The leader of the race was actually dropped for a while, but then that group was able to pull it back together, and you can see Sheer Mucci done already. So unexpected, as that little uphill really did some damage, and now we're seeing breakaways done. We're down to just 59 riders left in the peloton as we approach the only KOM of the day. We've already done the bulk of the climb. Now we're going to get a little bit more on that one, and then that's going to set us up for the final climb. We'll take whoever's left. Sheer is going to be at the end. Miucci's done, and that's it. 54 riders, and definitely
the riders are in a portion above 10%.
This is going to be it. This is setting up the final straw. Sheer now going backwards. Sobi and Mamalenti do hang on, and actually so does Sheer.
The group is slowly thinning out due to such a frantic pace.
Now we see a split. And it's yo-yoing at the moment.
10 kilometers to the finish line.
And Sobi need to push to get forward. I hate how that happens. I go to push and it does the exact opposite. Okay, you know what? I do not think they're going to make it back. So all of a sudden we've got Donaden to lead out Vanderpeet on this final climb, and just 31 riders here. So he's in the better position in the overall, and that's actually, yeah, that's what we're looking for on this one. Okay. Sheer. 90. Let's see if we can get these guys in contact and actually provide us a little support at the front.
We're into the last 5 kilometers.
Okay, Donadin gel, Mamalenti gel. Okay. That brought it back together in a way, but it's just 3.6K. And now we're starting to see the movement up here.
Things are hotting up at the front.
Mamalenti, Subi. I think it's a little late. So Donadin. .91. Don't want to push too hard here, too quick. Vanderpeet, you're right on her wheel. Why are you struggling here? Why are you eating up your red bar? You're on the wheel. I'm very confused, Vanderpeet. Donadin's hill rating too much for you? I think it was. Donadin looking for the stage then. Vanderpeet, gel. Vanderpeet not doing well with this at all. Donadin, meanwhile, though, has gone right to the front. And it's now a group of 3, or at least it was for a moment. Mamalenti just came through. Vanderpeet, can we follow Mamalenti instead? I'm trying to get you going for the overall. And meanwhile, Donadin, 500 meters. Nope. One
and there goes
Archaea
the
rider
burst
is
for the
going
final
to take
sprint.
this. And we're going to finish second again. Vanderpeet sprinted out. Still got a good position overall.
His aim was to win
second
it, and
again.
he
Second.
didn't disappoint his teammates. It's a job well done.
You know what? Alessio ahead of Donadin. It's not the same riders as before. Lynette takes 5th, though. There comes Vanderpeet for 9th. Oh, 10th on the
We're
stage.
waiting for the
Mamalenti
back
11th.
markers, who appear to be fairly numerous in this difficult race.
Sobi was 14th, and then big time gaps. So we'll see how the GC looks. We did not get the stage win, but we get 2 second places. Both of them
And here
quite
are the race
close.
highlights that we've selected for you.
Donadin nearly made that work. Donadin was supposed to be leading out, but it's the hill rating for Vanderpeet. So she's a strong climber, but Donadin's pace was a 91. So the comparative chasing is going to require, mountain rating wise anyway, probably an 88 or so. Her ability wise, mountain. So effort was probably about an 88 to keep pace, and that just ate through her red bar because 85 up, right? You start getting into that hill rating. So just a little hill rating for her did the damage, and Vanderpeet couldn't keep up. So Donadin was 3 seconds down, second on the stage. Vanderpeet was 38 seconds down, 10th on the stage. Mamalenti 49 seconds down. So good thing I was able to make that move, saved 10 seconds. And then the overall now looks like this. Alessio takes the win, Lynette second. Vanderpeet drops off the podium. Still top 5, so 4th place. Considering where our team's at, 4th place for the overall is a good finish. Sobi drops to 11th from 9th. Donadin moves up to 13th. Mamalenti 15th. That's a good result for the GC. Not a stage win, but good result for the GC. For a very difficult outcome, that's actually good, and the sponsors aren't displeased. Technically we failed, but it's a stage top 3. And then getting the top 5 for the overall comes with a boost that kind of makes up for it. For those that aren't familiar with how the database works, and I've been started that new series on the database, and so I figured this bears fruit, worth mentioning. Jennifer Maxwell has an update to her state-of-the-art training. Her training approach is now modern. Now, if we look at what she had, for one thing, she's already 24 years of age, and she's with a groundbreaking trainer. Now, here, anyway, it's still showing groundbreaking. We'll have to check, go forward a few days and see if that's still the case, if it stays as groundbreaking. But it says that it's now modern. Now, what this is an indication of is actually a decrease in your remaining potential. So she's a 65 overall. Her potential 4.7 range, but because she's 24 years of age, she's already covered a lot of levels. That indicator of dropping from groundbreaking to modern means that she's getting closer to her maximum potential. It doesn't mean she's there, but it means she's closer to it, which means she has fewer levels left to go, and is a good sign that she's not actually going to progress a whole lot from here. Which is why we also only signed her to a 2-year deal and not a 3-year deal, knowing that she actually wasn't going to have a whole lot of growth ahead of her, and that we brought her in as a temporary kind of stopgap, help the team out better than a lot of the riders we had, but not good compared to what we could eventually get. In something completely unheard of a season ago, we just claimed a general classification win in a 4-stage race. It wasn't a big race. It was quick simmed throughout, but Vanderpeet has claimed the victory after winning stage 3, the climbing stage. The other 3 stages less significant. Belladonnadin takes 4th in the overall, and they end up equaling each other with 20 points apiece in the King of the Mountains. The under 25s was the same riders across the top. The first 5 were all the same riders, but we do get the team victory on this one. So something very unprecedented for us a season ago, this Turkish race. Again, minor, just the one climb, but to have them on paper actually beat the opponents, that's a big step for us. It's a huge step in the right direction. So season looking good early on. We've got Zola. We've got a bunch of minor races here. And then finally, we're going to get to this La Zoya race, 57K. It's classified punchy, but it should come down to a sprint unless that up-down quick race ends up coming down to a puncher or somebody with at least a little bit of climbing. So we'll bring a mixture of our punchers and sprinters to that one, mostly the punchers, and see how they do. Let's go ahead and push forward into that next race. From there is where we will wrap this episode up. All right, so the La Zoya race here, a lot of undulation, and it's very short. Let's go ahead and bring everybody to the front with a bit of urgency. Clevenger on a -4 doesn't help us, as we only brought 2 sprinters, and that's one of them. Vanderpeet does have a +3, so we can make this a little tough in terms of the climbing. Mamalenti +2. You can see the undulation right now. It's over 5% there for a bit, so there's definitely some climbing to do in this short race. And adjust Donadin, who is still trying to make her way to the front. Klaus and Clevenger struggling with the pace of the climb through that section. And the finish is definitely going to have a similar feel to it. So a couple short, steep sections. But the finish isn't that steep. So if you can get through it, a sprinter could definitely still contend with this thing as rain begins to fall.
The fact that there is a breakaway, given that the pack has increased its speed.
Excuse me. Okay, so Donadin finally making it up front, and we'll be able to set up a decided tempo. Quite a few riders going off the front here, so Chase is going to have to be committed. Clevenger I'd like to ride for with that 67-67, but not with that kind of condition. Klaus does have a 67-67 instead and can climb a little bit. Clevenger's little bit of climbing is not going to be helpful today, so we ride for Vanderpeet. We're going to ride for Klaus. Sobi is probably going to have to ride there, and that leaves us with either Mamalenti or Donadin. Donadin's the stronger climber and much faster, so Mamalenti. Actually, Mamalenti, just ride for yourself for now. Alright, here's that big acceleration, big chase. This is that tempo that's going to hurt a lot of riders. So we've got 7 chasing 2 and 99 chasing the 9. And already, here's that short, very, very steep one. 21% through there. That's going to do a lot of damage, and we're going to hit that one again later on. And then you still climb after that. It eases off a lot, but 5% is no joke. Donovan, why are you struggling through there?
There's a
You're
report over the
76
radio of a
climbing
rider
today.
coming off his bike.
4 riders off the back,
But
and we're
apparently,
looking like
he's
some
back in the
splits are
saddle.
coming, and there are, at least for now. Clevenger already pretty tired, but again, on that -4 and
Radio
good
2 has
protection
announced
today.
a flat tire for a rider.
So far, the split has not recovered. It's still just 47 riders chasing 8 at the front.
That's
Very
after
close
race
together.
count. There should be
30K
a
to
lot more
go.
movement from now on in.
We might have to gel up before we hit that one again. Let's keep an eye out on when
The
that's coming.
escapees have surrendered.
Got a ways
The
to
pack
go
gave them
yet.
no chance.
Okay, breakaway's done, and one of the chase groups has caught up. We're now with a peloton of 79. Klaus, at the moment anyway, looks like she might make it to the end. Be a contender. Clevenger, the one who's most likely not to make it. Sobe probably will be around for the end.
The peloton has definitely accelerated.
19K to go.
Meaning that an attack is
Already
highly
coming down
unlikely.
to it.
There we go. That's 2/3 of the
Alright,
race behind
we're
us.
almost into that pre-section. Clevenger, gel now. Sobe, gel soon. Now, and let's get everyone to speed up for that
15
upcoming
kilometers to
climb.
the finish line.
Peloton has lost a couple of riders. Oh, it's all back together. Only one rider out the back at the moment. Wow. Unexpected.
Well, we can see
12K
that
to
the pack
go.
is increasing
As
the pace.
soon as we
It's going
get
to be
through
difficult to
this
break away
section,
now.
we are going to sprint train this thing. Mamalenti at the front. Clevenger, Vanderpeet hanging on.
10 kilometers to the
Sobe,
finish line.
Klaus in good position. And that's it. Clevenger is done. But we're making it through this thing. Let's prepare for the finish. I'm going to put Klaus on the back of Donovan. Vanderpeet to lead them out, as she is not much of a sprinter. And then Mamalenti and Sobe.
The pace seems much too high for many riders.
4 riders have escaped off the front. 3 of them have already
Look
been
out,
reeled
he's
back
breaking
in.
away.
Sobe now comes clear. 8K to go. I don't know how Mamalenti, who was well in front of Sobe, somehow lost Sobe as Sobe came from well behind. But now, 6K to go. Most of it downhill. This is time to go 99 all the way through. Sobe, take the side of the road that's clear.
5 kilometers
And we
remaining.
are now in prime position on the attack. Mamalenti not keeping up terribly well with Sobe's pace, but trying here. 3.6. That's sprint it with this many riders kind of territory. Especially with the downhill.
And he moves
Not
on to the
going to
attack.
do any
It
damage,
could be
so
decisive.
Mamalenti take over.
And they're off. It's going
1K.
to be very fast.
1K to go. Vanderpeet, not that punchy, and we need to be punchy right here, so Donovan. And finally Klaus with what she's got left. Come on, Donovan. We need a top 5.
Superb
We're
sprint
going to get
victory.
second
He
place.
was the strongest at the last.
Donovan, good strong run there. Klaus, yeah, wasn't quite fast enough, which is what I feared. Donovan could have gone a little harder, but she wouldn't have made up the 2 full bike lengths between
The
her
race is
and Abby
run,
May
but the poor
Parkinson.
souls bringing up the
Parkinson
rear
was
continue to cross
much
the line.
faster.
It's a bit of a knock for them
Yeah,
all.
second place. Nice, okay. Successful objective. That's going to look good with the sponsor. So I'm a little confused. We succeeded. We actually super succeeded because we needed a top 5. We ended up with a podium. It's only a 1-star objective, so I get that it wasn't worth much. But our sponsor confidence went down. Yes, it did. Plus, we had 3 pluses on that other race where Vanderpeet ended up winning overall and taking the KOM and winning that climbing stage. So that added to the noteworthy results. Registered riders, I suppose, is why we went down. It finished going down to nothing in our squad evaluation. Looks like Vanderpeet actually has gained a little bit of popularity, maybe just slightly. I think she was somewhere down in this range. It was below 50. Now it looks to be, well, maybe it's still just slightly below 50. So no real change on that. So squat evaluation's the same. Registered riders, maybe it's because it took a couple for that to drop to nothing. But that's as low as it's going to be. That's as low as it's going to be. Those are only going to go up as the season goes on, and Vanderpeet continues to grab the occasional result here and there. And our results tabulation here is looking pretty dang good right now. So I think we will get this back up into this range. And it's just a little strange that we not only succeed, but super succeed, albeit a 1-star objective. But the confidence went down instead of up. Whatever. Things are still going well. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. And I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. And bye for now.